Awesome. So I joined real estate at a point in my life when nothing was practically working. I was broke, I was in debt, I was struggling to succeed. As a young man with a family, I eventually came into the system. And in the last 2 years, it's been from one level of glory to another. And my passion, my joy is to help as many persons succeed in this industry. It's a very difficult, a very challenging industry, and it takes a lot of discipline, a lot of knowledge, a lot of will to be able to go past the challenges in the business and begin to enjoy the result. I can assure you that the result in this business is worth it. So all you need to do is to pay the price and stay focused and then learn as much as you can. You'll be shocked at how your life will improve if you do the business the right way. So today I'm going to be talking about handling objections in real estate. If there is one thing companies are paying you heavily for, is to be able to handle objections, pass through objections, and create a sale. Please don't go on the chat box, type the word sale. Go to the chat box, type the word sale, S-A-L-E, sale. S-A-L-E, sale. You are paid for the amount of sale you are bringing in. If you don't bring in a sale, nobody pays you. The reason real estate is very nice is because you are paid heavily for bringing a sale. And for you to get a sale, you must master how to handle and answer objections. The difference between those who are making sale and those who are not is that those who make sale have mastered the art of handling objections, negativities. Once you can handle objections very well, you're on your way to succeeding in the business. So objection. Handling objection in real estate is a crucial skill that can help realtors close more deals and build strong client relationships. If you master the art and how to handle objections, you will not only close more deals, you are going to build strong client realtor relationship. And there are a lot of objections you will encounter in this business. And how you handle these objections will determine if you are going to make the sale or not. So the whole idea is to let your clients speak and express themselves. If there's one thing you will go home with tonight, speak less. Please go to the chat box, type the word speak less. Speak less. The more you speak in sales, the lesser sales you close. The professionals and those who master this skill, they don't talk too much. And the reason many persons don't close sales is that they talk too much. They talk both the one they are asked to talk and the one they are not asked to talk. The lesser you talk, the more powerful you are in sales. The more you talk, the more you lose sales. So this will help you understand the objections. If you don't listen, you can't hear what people are saying. And the smart people in this business are those who hear what is not said. A lot of clients will say one thing and mean the other. So it takes somebody who has that capacity to listen, to know exactly what the client is saying and what the client has not said. And once you know what the client is saying and what the client has not said, you can answer those objections constructively and you close more sales. One of the common things you are going to hear in this business is your land is expensive. Who has heard it? If you have heard it, type yes on the chat box. If anybody has told you, this land is very expensive, wait till the apple. Why is it so expensive? If you have heard this estate is expensive, type the word yes on the chat box. You are going to hear a lot of it's expensive. I remember when we launched P1 Haven Estate, what is it called? Diaspora Estate. A lot of persons were saying this place is expensive. But of course, I understand because I've been there. Seeing the environment, seeing what is happening there, I told myself, this place is not worth this amount. But again, if you want to sell such place, you need to go beyond what you're seeing and look at what can become. So I had to ask the MD, what are the features here? What is your vision and your plan for this estate? And when he finished explaining it, I knew that that place is worth more than 30 million. But a lot of persons are going to judge that place based on what they are seeing on ground right now. And if you judge such location with what is on ground, you will miss it. So how do you answer the question, the price is too high? Number one, I understand that price is a major concern. Have you seen other properties in that location? Some are even selling higher, despite that we have better presence on site. There's what we call presence on site. Presence on site means what you have done on site to give people that sense of ownership. If you go to some estates, it's an entirely open environment. No signpost, no fence, no nothing. You will not be able to sell such estates easily. The only thing that will make you sell such estate is number one, price, and number two, integrity. People will buy such estate because they trust you. So what real estate companies do is that by the time they acquire a property, they take full possession, full ownership through perimeter fencing and through gatehouse. So that is a level of presence which you achieve with money. Type the word money on the chat box. Type the word money on the chat box. I was one of the estates here in Warri yesterday. Just the gatehouse and the small fence they are doing, the BD was telling me that they've spent over 15 million trying to put that in place. Over 15 million. So how can somebody spend close to 20, 30 million to do perimeter fencing and put one or two structure in place, and you expect that property to sell the same with one open land somewhere? No. In real estate, once values are being placed on the site, what is value? Anything you are doing on the site to improve it is value. If you clear a place, the value has increased. You put block to do fence. In fact, you dig the foundation of fence, value is increasing because whatever you are doing there, you are spending money. So if somebody tells you this place is too expensive, you tell them, I understand the price is a major concern. Have you seen the other properties in location? Some are even selling higher, despite that will have better presence on site. When people understand what real estate companies spend to take ownership and acquire properties, they understand that what they are selling it is not as high as they think. So you can't compare a real estate company that has spent money trying to protect the land, trying to put the estate in place, to sell the same with that empty land that is close to you. It doesn't work that way. Then again, one of the things you can do to answer or object that price is too high, you can ask the client, what is your budget? People tend to say a property is high because it's outside their scope, outside what they want to buy. So somebody tells you, my budget is 2.5 million, it will be sick for you to take such client to a property of 10 million, 15 million. Doesn't make sense. If we tell you it's expensive. But if somebody tells you the property is, my budget is 2.5, and you show the client the property of 2 million, 1.5 million, they're not going to tell you it's expensive. So once you chat me up, my first question is, where are you chatting from? What's your budget? Because it's your budget that will help me know what to show you. I cannot just start showing you all the properties. That would be foolish. That would be time wasting. So if you tell me what your budget is, I'll be able to scan through what we have and know what to show to you. So always ask your client, what is your budget? Know what their expense budget is. It will help you to know what to show to them. And in case they tell you the price is too high, you can ask them, what's your offer? We might be able to get something around it. So usually in real estate, there's a place for negotiation. Type the word negotiation on the chat box. Type the word negotiation. Nothing is written on stone. The prices are not casted on stone. You can negotiate your way. A lot of people have lost sales because they don't know how to negotiate. In this business, you must learn the art of negotiation. Sometimes you might need to compromise. Sometimes you might need to let some things go. There was a guy I met online. He wanted to buy 3 plots of California Heights here in Warri, 3 plots. And he said, the estate has already increased from 3.5 to 5 million. And the guy said, what he has is 4 million. So he wants to buy 3.5 by 4, 4 million by 3, that's 12 million. And he's paying on outright. So I have to call the MD. I say, okay, I have a client who is interested in buying this place, but what he's offering is 4 million for a plot. He wants to go for 3 plots. And then they said the place is increased. We can't sell below that. So I said, okay, what if I decide to cut down on my commission? Will it fly? Say, okay, fine, that's fine. We can pay you 10% and we'll cut a commission. And if you're cool with that, that can work. And I ended up closing the deal. Yes, I lost a little percentage, but I closed the deal. Instead of losing everything, it's better you gain 10%. And that client who is buying at a low price today can actually buy a higher property next time. So ask them, what's your offer? If the offer is worth negotiating, please negotiate. Call the MDs, tell them what your client is offering. Sometimes some of these MDs are in dire need of money. They need money. There was one time I wanted to sell one of the properties, Lighthouse, They said it's already selling for 25 million. But I spoke with them and they say, guy, if your guy get 50 million, make it bring. I need money now. Imagine a property that is already selling 25 million and MD was willing to sell 15 million because he needs money. So never assume, learn to negotiate. Learn to negotiate. So sometimes can we still hear me, please? If you can hear me, please drop a 111 on the chat box. I think I'm having a little network issue, but if you can hear me, drop a 111 on the chat box if you can hear me. Okay, nice. So find out why they want to wait. Some of them, there's the money they're expecting, find out. Some of them, there must be, if somebody says he wants to wait, there must be a reason. So find out what the reason is. It will help you to understand where they're coming from and manage them properly. Then always let them know that properties can never reduce in price. Properties will always keep appreciating. So the earlier they buy, the better. And the best time to buy properties is during pre-launch. Pre-launch, because at pre-launch, you'll be able to get it at the barest minimum. And that can help you maximize your profits. So these are the things you tell your clients and to help them to take decision to buy immediately. And you can also let them know that prices will not be static. Tell them that this place, the price is changing in the next 1 week, in the next 2 weeks. And let them have an idea that instead of waiting to buy an estate for 3.5 million, they can actually buy it now for 1.8 or 2.5 and save 1 million that they can use to do other things. So some of them is okay, let me think about it. How many of you have seen a client who tells you, let me think about it? Drop a 111 on the chat box. If a client has told you, I will think about it, drop a 111 on the chat box. This one is very, very common. You meet a client, you try to explain to the client, tells you, okay, I'll think about it, I'll get back to you. So when they tell you that, don't just walk away and say, okay, many of them will not call you back, they will not chat you, they will not update you. But you can respond this way. That makes sense. Buying a property involves big decision taking. So, but you can ask again, what specific concerns do you have so I can help you resolve them? The reason some persons want to think about it is because number one, they are not clear about something. Number two, they don't understand something. So you must be able to find out what the drawback is, what the challenge is, what's holding them back from deciding immediately. Once you can find out what it is and you handle it, the sales will happen. Some of them may be telling you, let me think about it because they've lost to something before. So don't tell them think about it because they don't trust you. So don't tell them think about it because they don't have the money yet. So you need to find out what the challenge is, what is standing between them making the payment. And once you can know what is standing between them, you can neutralize it and they'll be able to make sales immediately. So what specific concerns do you have so I can help you resolve them? Find out what is holding them back and you will resolve whatever it is. Now, you can tell them again, don't feel rushed, but our estates are fast selling and might not be waiting until you are fully ready. They should understand that what they are trying to do is investment, is business, and estates appreciate very rapidly. And again, you can as well talk to them to see the property. Most of the times, when people see the property, they tend to take it more seriously and do everything within their power to ensure they grab that property if they like the property. So while they are thinking, while they are trying to think about it, find a way to connect them for inspection. Type the word inspection on the chat box, type the word inspection. Let them see the property. Even if they are not ready now, let them see the property. You'll be shocked that that person you think is not ready, by the time they see the property and they like it, the next thing is give me account number. I need to see inspection on the chat box, so I know that inspection, amazing. So don't feel rushed. Our assets are fast selling. I might not be waiting until you are fully ready. So let's see the property first and you can make a deposit to secure it. Yeah. So if you can tell them, okay, you can make a deposit and complete it within 90 days. That's what we call the outright plan. The outright plan. And once they make a commitment, they will be able to follow through. And again, so I will tell you, I want to find a better deal. So I'll tell you, don't worry, new one will come out. Another estate will be launched. So you let them know that the fact that this estate is selling 5 million does not mean that the next one that will be launched will be 2 million. The next one that will be launched might be 10 million, 20 million, 50 million. Of course, we saw it. Billionaire, Elegance, Z Plus, yeah. Elegance Cape, that was the last property P1 Plus launched at 3.5. And the next property they are launching is 40 million. So you can tell them absolutely what's the definition of a better deal. Is it price? Is it location? Is it feature? Is it price? Is it location? Is it feature? Melga? Yeah, I did Zoom training. Can I call you back? No, not bad, but na training I want to, in case anybody just want to connect. No? Okay, no wahala. No problem. Thank you. So again, the question comes back to what is your budget? Always ask your client their budget. It will help you know what to present, what to show them, and how to streamline your sales. Now, I'm sure many of us have heard this. I prefer dealing with individuals. So they will tell you real estate has plenty wahala. Real estate has many hidden charges. I prefer to just buy from individual. I'm sure many of us have heard that. So how do you convince somebody to buy from individual and buy from a real estate company? But before you can convince someone, you need to understand why people should patronize a real estate company. Do you know any reason? If you know any reason why people should buy from a real estate company, put it on the chat box. If you have any reason people should buy from real estate, let's teach me right now. Why should people buy from a real estate company? Why? I can buy from individual. A property I can buy 2 million from an individual. And real estate will come to the same location and tell you the same property you can buy 2 million is selling for 8 million, 10 million. But then, what are the benefits of buying from a real estate? I need to see our write-ups, please. Give me some 1 or 2 benefits on the chat box. Okay, somebody saying trustworthy. Okay, that's good. Trust, okay. What are the reasons? Why should people buy from a real estate company instead of buying from individuals? Why? They are reliable. Okay, yeah. It spares them from Monile Wahara. Okay. 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 More. I need to read more. Security. Okay. Okay, so fine. Now you know these are the reasons people buy from real estate company. In case of any issues comes up, the company handles it. Amazing. Amazing. So when a client tells you, I prefer dealing with individuals, don't need to tell them, individuals, you will lose your money, you will do all this. No need for that. But you can just tell them, individuals may give you something slightly cheaper. By the way, you can be screenshotting these things though, so that you can review them later. You can be screenshotting them so you can help you go through again later. You can tell them individuals may give you something slightly cheaper, but the risks are usually higher. You tell them somebody can, that same land, how are you sure that you're the only one who is buying it? What makes you think that up to 2 or 3 of you never buy that land? And if Wala comes out, the person selling to you, Otilo, you don't move, you will be left to sort out your issues yourself. And that's why you should buy from a real estate company, because the company is there to help you sort any wahala that comes up. In fact, there's a legal term. So there's a legal term we use for that, and that is indemnify. To indemnify simply means that you are protected. Your transaction is safe. If there is an issue with your transaction, the worst that can happen is that you'll be relocated. But if you transact with individual and problem come up, what till I don't finish? It's your problem. You go and sort it out. Now you're going to go court. But if from real estate, there's any problem, you don't know where court, the company will handle all of that. That's actually why company estates are slightly higher, because they indemnify you and protect your funds and your transactions. Point 2, should the lands have issues, company indemnifies your transaction and fights on your behalf with individuals on your own. Another point, the individual will provide everything to make the estate livable. Most of the times when individuals sell, that is the end. But just like somebody pointed out, real estate improves development. That's the idea. Brings about more development. That's why you should invest in real estate company. And of course, you will not have issues with community people. These are the benefits. So basically, when they tell you, I prefer dealing with individuals, what you should do is to tell them why dealing with a company is a better option. You are trying to convince them to leave individuals and buy from companies. So you need to convince them very, very well. Again, I had a bad experience with the last company, so I'm done with real estate companies. I don't know if you have heard this particular point. I had a bad experience with real estate company. I know they do. The one I bought with the Lighthouse, they've not allocated me. I don't know if I've heard something like that. Okay, so I had a bad experience with the last company, so I'm done. Now you hear a lot of this, especially if you are dealing with a big company like P1. You're going to see one or two persons who have had bad transaction in the past. So in such situations, you don't do like you are the overall best, you know everything. Try to bring down the other people, and the other people don't know what they do. No. First of all, you empathize. So sorry to hear that. Lab transactions can be complex, you know. I don't want to believe any company will just want to take your money and run away. What really happened? Maybe I can help. When they tell you something like that, hear from them. Let them tell you what happened, what went wrong. And from what they say, you'll be able to guide them, explain to them, and help them. If you can help them solve their old problems, they will be a loyal client to you. So when you encounter people who have had issues in the past, don't just walk away and say, no, concern me. After not meet up the 50%. No. Try to find out what happened. At least show concern. The person might say, okay, not be your fault. The person can begin to patronize you because he has seen that you are concerned about him. You are not just interested in making sales. It's not just to collect his money. You are out for his interest. Then again, you let them know that you are working with a big brand that takes its time to sort issues, takes its time to avoid delayed allocation and provide documentation as soon as possible. And give him proof, show him what the company has done in the last 1 year, in the last 3 years, in the last 1 month. And if eventually the transaction the guy did with the company was 3, 4, 5 years ago, you walk away with the impression that the company has what? Changed. They have put things in place to ensure that the right things are done. And again, you will hear your company don't develop. Of course, that was true. P1 of 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago, they don't usually develop, except maybe many of them in the cities. But right now, it's no longer the same. We are now acquiring properties in livable environments, and we are going the extra mile to put up the gatehouse, do the fencing, and evidence cancels arguments. Put it on the chat box. Evidence cancels argument. Put it on the chat box, please. I want to see it on the chat box. Evidence cancels argument. Evidence cancels arguments. And I want to see it on the chat box, please. So that means you must have an up-to-date knowledge and information about what is happening in your company. Some of you don't even have any video, any update or what is happening in some of your estate. Have these things handy. So that's what they tell you, people don't develop. Find one of the estates where they better location. Tell us in a lie. That one are the P1 of old, P1 of today, will they develop? Let me show you one or two. Show them video, show them what you have. Eventually, once you begin to show them these options, their mindset, their perception will change and you can win them over. Evidence cancels argument. And when I will tell you your land where they get wahala, your land always have issues. How do you handle that objection? You let them know that we have over 400 selling estates across Nigeria. Of course, it's expected that one or two will have issues. After all, we're talking about land, real estate here. But be assured that the one I'm going to show you, I can vouch that these ones are completely free from any form of challenge. So go ahead and show them properties that you are sure does not have issues, at least to your best of ability, to the best of knowledge. There are properties you know that these ones no get wahala, and there are ones you know that these one wahala full them. So avoid such properties. And when you meet such clients, please do your best to make sure you give them a property that will not justify their fears. Imagine they tell you that this on a land always have issue, and you defend the company finish. You can't still sell land. We get issue, give such clients. Wahala don't do. So to such clients, you must be very careful about the product you are giving to them. So in conclusion, the key to handling objection is listening. Type the word listening on the chat box. Type the word listening, 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 listening. I want to see you type the word listening. As a sales rep, as a sales champion, you need to learn how to listen to clients. A lot of people don't know how to listen, and it's a problem. Your client is talking, you are talking. You want your own to be loudest. No, listen, because when you listen, you hear what they said, you hear what they did not say, and to help you to respond properly. A client cannot be talking about your land is always having issue. You're talking about what you don't know. No, listen attentively, know what the objections are, handle the objections correctly, and that client will be willing to buy from you. I can't see the listening. Type the word listening on the chat box. Listening, listening, listening. All right. The key to handling objection is listening, empathizing, and offering solutions tailored to the client's concerns. Every objection is from a place of concern, a place of knowledge. They want to know. They are not convinced. There's something they don't understand. And once you're able to help them understand, convince them, and show them what you are saying practically, the sales will happen. The sales will happen. Show that you care and have the client best interest at heart and not just your own commission. Don't just be concerned about commission. A lot of PBOs, their number one interest is commission. They don't care whether the land has issues or their client is satisfied. It's none of their business. If you are such a person, you will not stay long in this business. You will keep looking for new people because the old people will never patronize you again and they will never refer you. And the sweetness of this business is not in finding new clients all the time. It's in how you handle your old clients to enjoy what we call repeat sales. Type the word repeat sales on the chat box. Type the word repeat sales on the chat box. That's the sweetest. If you're not getting repeat sales in your business, something is wrong with your customer service. You must be able to get repeat sales or referrals. If they can't buy again, they should be able to connect you to 1 or 2 or 3 people who will buy from you. And you are going to enjoy that. The easiest sales to make is the sales you get through referrals, through recommendations. And if you don't listen, empathize, and offer solutions, you will lose those clients and lose the benefit that comes from them. So don't just be concerned about your commission, be concerned about your client, be concerned about helping them achieve their goal, their vision, what was in their mind when they contacted you. And once you help as many persons acquire their properties legitimately, without issues, handle the objections correctly, and make the sale, you will continue to enjoy alert. Please type the word alert on the chat box. That's the last one. Type the word alert on the chat box. Whatever we're doing, Oga, and to see alert. I'm in Warri right now, holding events, training people. Now, alert are they fine. So as long as the alert is coming in, we are ready to put in the work, right? So I think that's the end of my training. I want to take 1 or 2 questions. If you have 1 or 2 questions on handling objections, please go ahead and ask. Any question?
Okay, good evening, coach.
Yeah, good evening. Please go ahead.
I wouldn't say it's an objection, but I have a client that keep asking me. She actually have interest in buying land, but she wants 100 by 100. Anytime she will see my updates, she will be like, I like this. Is it 100 by 100? I keep telling her there's no estate that gives you 100 by 100, except you buy 100 by 50 by 100 in 2 places, which will make the money to actually, that's buying 2 plots. But she's keep insisting 100 by 100. So I don't know how to really handle that. And she really wants to buy. So I don't know how to do that.
It's easy. Find out what her budget is. Ask her, what is your budget for this so-called 100 by 100? So if you know what her budget is, you will know the estate that has 2 plots around that budget. She needs to understand that 100 by 100 is 2 plots. That's 50 by 100 by 2. That's normal.
Yes,
So our mindset is 100 by 100, which is okay. So find out if she tells you, okay, my budget is 3 million or 5 million. You know, say you should be looking at land of 2.5 or 1.5. You say my budget
yes,
is 3 million for 100 by 100. Amazing.
yeah.
Take him
But
out to Tulu 1.5 by 2.
but that's the problem. She wants buy and build.
That's where you need to let her know that buy and build properties in buy and build locations are not cheap.
At
They are
all.
not cheap. So our budget needs to come up. Our budget needs to scale up a little.
Yeah,
Except
she
she
needs
wants to
a
go
land.
to
She wants a land of at least 20, 30 million or 40 thereabouts. But it
100
must
by
be 100.
100.
Yes, buy and
There
build.
are good options now to find. That means you're looking at 10 million per plot. Something like Flourish in Ibuzo is a perfect location. It's buy and build, nice location, 10 million a plot. So she can get her 2 plots there for 20 million.
She
Then
actually wants her.
Hmm?
No, those ones are far. She wants Asaba. This witch tech we went the other time last week, she liked it. She said she wants it, but it's 50 by 100. That's the
If she
kind of.
wants if she wants 100 by 100 in such location, she has to scale up. It's not be you get land now, you go sell 100 by 100 for your own price. Now which company they sell now. So if she really wants it, she has to scale up or she go for one plot. That will not be if she's not willing to scale up, that means it's not in your hand. Not be you don't go put hand for her pocket collect money. So
Can I
you
make a
only
suggestion?
you only show her what is available and what is obtainable. Yeah, please go on.
Okay, in this instance, I want to suggest something still in line with what you are saying, Coach T. Miss, please, when you get to you can go to the office and speak with them. Their client wants to buy 100 by 100, and this is how you intend to go about it, that merging the two plots together. Because you will now tell the client that you conclude with the office that instead of giving her double documentation fee, that if they can risk one, you understand, for you to close the deal, then you cannot, or you also risk 5% out of your commission to be able to make her buy from you. Then if the company risk one documentation fee, you can also use it as a bait for her. Then you can go back to her and tell her that you've been able to get 100 by 100, and she is, but at this same rate. Assuming the property is 10 million, that means the two of them will be 20 million. Assuming the documentation fee was 1 million, which is extra 2 million, then and the company agrees that they can risk one documentation fee for you, then the client will just pay one documentation fee. Or whether you two also want to risk 5% of your commission just to make your client buy. Then if the company agrees on that suggestion, then you can go back to her and say, now you've been able to get the company to agree to sell 100 by 100 for her at this rate, and they've removed ₦1,000,000 documentation fee for her. Seeing that she is able to get back something can also prompt her to buy into the idea. Just figure something out, you understand? But liaise with the company, liaise with the company, go to the MD, tell him or her that this is your client's need, and over time it has really hindered your closing a deal with her. And at this point, you have concluded on this estate, but at this moment, this is your suggestion. No MD will want to keep you. They want you to succeed. They want you to sell. And if you either risk 5% or the company will risk one documentation fee. In fact, if they can risk one documentation fee for you to risk 5%, the client will think she is cheating on you. Invariably, she hasn't cheated on you, but you just bought her. You just bought her over. You just bought her and bought her team, her network, her friends, her relatives, just because of that sacrifice. If you watch what Coach T, the video Coach T played at the beginning, he said you must sacrifice before you succeed. So this can be one of the sacrifices. This could be one of the sacrifices you could make in order to win the sale.
Okay, what you mean by documentation fee? Is it development fee?
Documentation fee includes your survey, your deed, your development fee, your plot demarcation. In Lagos, I live in Lagos too. All these documentation fees are paid separately. It's only in Asaba that I've noticed that they merge all of them. Now, assuming the documentation fee is merged, tell that person that in fact the 5% commission that you have lost 5% commission that you ought to have earned just for her to buy this, that you are going to sacrifice something. As far as this deal is concerned, I'm going to sacrifice 5% of my commission. The person may ask you, how much was it supposed to be? Say it's 10. You don't need to tell the person it's 15. Do you understand? And then the person, to be honest, you are not lying. At the end of the day, you are going to earn 10% commission. But at this moment that you're going, good evening, sir, you're welcome. Yeah, that you are now, good evening, ma'am. You are ready to sacrifice 5% of your commission. Once you say this, in all honesty, every reasonable client will think you have, their interest at heart. Even if the person was not willing, he may also commit because of that sacrifice. And if the sale eventually excel, I tell you, you've bought that person and her network over. Congratulations in advance, though.